There is a new baseball-related drama coming your way on Fox in a couple of Thursdays, premiering at 9 p.m. Eastern on September 22nd. It's called Pitch, about a first female pitcher in Major League Baseball starting for the San Diego Padres. And in this drama, the starting catcher and captain of the San Diego Padres is right here in the Rich Eisen Show studio, Mark Paul Gosselaar. Good to see you, brother. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
I like the beard. I mean, you got the full beard going on right here now.
You're one of few, Rich, but if you and I were married, that'd be good.
It's been an issue.
My wife does not like it.
But do you tell her that this is because you're a catcher in Major League Baseball?
She knows. But I come home and I'm supposed to be her husband and not the catcher of the Padres.
I gotcha. Now this is like a by the way, Brockman, this is like a Red Sox thing here, don't you think?
Oh,
like
yeah.
the dirt bags.
Oh, he would have fit in 04.
With the beard and all that business that you got going on.
You guys
here?
have seen Derek Norris. I mean, we're the Padres on the show.
Right.
So MLB endorses our show, so we are the Padres. When we were going through the process of hiring the cast, the creator of the show said to me, he goes, you're going to have to put on a little weight. We got to kind of beef you up a little bit to play a catcher, and also would you be opposed to growing a beard? He says, all the guys, they're all doing it. So let's see what you got. So it was actually a lot longer, and then we kind of trimmed it up for the show.
Well, can't you say you're going like the Buster Posey route here, though? I mean, not
good boy from Georgia. I
everybody's going beard behind the plate in Major League Baseball. Mark.
That is true, but the creator of the show also wanted to not have people, when they watch the show, go, "Oh, that's Mark Paul." He wanted them for a second to go, "Wait, who's that guy?" And then not be taken out of the show because
of you're from NYPD Blue, you're from Saved by the Bell,
yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay,
kind of give it a different look.
Yeah, well, it certainly is working. Let's put it that way. And so, who have you? I'm with Mark Paul Gosselaar here on the Rich Eisen Show. Who has worked with you for the, as they say, verisimilitude, for the realism, to make sure it looks like you also look like a ball player, not an actor here?
Well, that was really important for MLB. They just stressed how authentic
they said it. Major League Baseball said this.
Absolutely. They said we have to stress, if we're going to put our name on a show, we have to stress that the actors have to look like they can play. If they can't play, we're going to get doubles. So us actors, we've sort of challenged ourselves to not use our doubles. So right off the bat, we were working with Greg Olson. She had to. She was in training a lot sooner than we were because
the relief pitcher, Greg Olson.
Relief pitcher Greg Olson from the Orioles, all-star guy.
Sure.
So he worked with Kylie on her pitching mechanics. Then he worked with Mo and myself. Mo plays the outfielder, and just working on our mechanics. And then I got to work with Chad Kruger quite a bit, and I got to work with Royce Clayton.
Royce Clayton.
Royce Clayton was my batting coach.
Oh, so he's working on your swing.
Works on swing.
And Chad Crowder's working on your catching.
Yep. And then Greg is working on
Did you ever play catcher at any even in Little League or anything?
I never played catcher. Never played catcher. I have such a respect for these guys now. I wish I had played catcher because I think it's the most exciting position in baseball.
Well, your knees would be different now, Mark.
You know what? Another guy that I've talked to is AJ Przinsky. And AJ, and I was asking him some physical questions. We actually talked more about the mental aspect of the game, but I had asked him, I said, do your knees, because he's a 39-year-old catcher, and sort of like David Ross, I said, are your knees killing you now? And he goes, no, I fall into the category of the hip issue. And that's where I kind of fall into as well. My knees are great, but my hips get a little tight from catching, so I have to do a lot more exercises to kind of loosen them up.
So what have you learned about being a major leaguer that you didn't know going in from talking to these folks?
A lot of pain involved in playing that position. I mean, you're constantly getting beat up from your hands to your legs to taking foul balls to just putting your body in the way of a ball, and then you're touching the ball every play. They count the pitches of a pitcher.
Right.
They don't ever count how many times the catcher has.
Yeah, there's no catch count.
There's no catch count, and so their arms, and then they play the next day. So it's a very physical position. I love it. I think it's the man's position.
Mark Paul.
But now we're talking about a woman pitcher, so we can't really call it a man's.
I guess so, and so I'm sure you get that all the time as Mark Paul Gosselaar, the catcher and captain of the San Diego Padres on Fox's new MLB sanctioned show, Pitch, coming up in a couple of Thursdays on Fox right here on the Rich Eisen Show. So you must get that all the time. Is how realistic do you think this really is, that there's a female pitcher that's out there that could make the bigs?
From what I've seen, I mean, 2 years ago when I saw the tape of Monet Davis, I said, well, and by the way, this show is not based on her story or what would happen if she continued. This story was out there already, the script. I don't see why not. I don't think there should be a boundary just based on gender. think there should be a boundary based on talent and ability, but not on gender.
And so, who have you got to meet? I mean, which other catchers have you gotten to meet through this whole process?
I've met Buster Posey. I kind of geeked out about that when I saw him.
Are you a Giants fan? Is that your team?
I'm a California fan.
Okay.
I'm not really a team specific guy. I'm more of a player. So
Well, you can't be a Dodger fan and say, you're a California sports fan and with the Giants. That gets a little bit.
I know.
But somebody's playing a
actually, the
Padre.
other day I went to a Dodger game and I wore it because I was at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
I wore my LA hat and I had a lot of Padre fans going like, "Oh, you traitor! You
Already?
hopper." I'm like,
That's crazy,
come on, guys.
Right.
I play one on TV, but
Yeah.
I am a Padres fan. I'm a Dodgers fan. Posey, I've met Rizzo at a party. I met I met at Schimpf, who it was right when he started slugging. It was a week after his first home run, and I think he has 14 now, but he's a second baseman for the Padres. I was really excited to meet him.
So you shot this in Petco? Some of these scenes are in Petco?
All of these scenes that you see in the pilot were shot at Petco. Actually, that whole entire 3-week process for the pilot, we shot at Petco. Now we shoot only when we're home.
Right.
The home games we shoot at Petco. The away games, we've gone to Dodger Stadium. There's talks of us going to AT&T Stadium. There's actually talks of us going to Wrigley as well because we can't play every game at home.
Have you ever been to Wrigley?
Never been to
Let me
Wrigley.
tell you something. It is like the only thing I make it akin to. You've seen Blazing Saddles?
Yeah,
you ever
of
seen that?
course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when they create Rock Ridge, and it looks like scenery, and you shove it over and it falls down, it looks like you can walk up to the outfield and just shove it over and walk it down. It is scenery.
Yeah.
There's no other way. It looks like it has been created for a movie, and it's the real thing.
And we all have that image in our head. So when you actually see it, it's like
It's there's
it
nothing
exists.
like it. There really is nothing like. I mean, Fenway Park is something in the American League that is awesome to go to.
Yeah.
The old Yankee Stadium. The new one's a little different, but nothing's like Wrigley Field.
I had a similar thing of like a mental image that you see when you watch a game on Fox or whatever. You see how it looks, and we utilize all those cameras when we film. We actually utilize 11 cameras inside the stadium, and it goes into the satellite truck, and then we take that footage, and it's actually on the pilot. When I first saw that, I was like, wait a minute, I'm in a major league game. That's me with a catcher, and there's a batter, and there's a pit. Like
That's awesome.
It took my breath away. It was the first time in my career that I saw myself on screen going, that's really cool. That's really
And who's
cool.
that guy in the beard?
Who's that guy in the beard?
Mark Paul Gosselaar here on the Rich Eisen Show, and I know that they said they want you to wear the beard so you don't look like you, and try and create a little distance between you and your previous characters. But Chris Law would like to change all that. If you wouldn't,
We're bringing back Zach. We're gonna have a little Zach attack here.
Would you mind just sitting here for 60 seconds? We'll come back and we'll do that.
I would love to.
Do you really mean that?
Not really, but do I have a choice?
I mean, not really.
Law, do
Not
you
really, bud. So
No,
you better make
he
it good.
wants to do this.
Okay.
You better make it good.
All right, we're back in a minute.
That's good.
We're back in a minute with Mark Paul Gosselaar. This is either going to be great or awesome, awkward television and radio. That's next here on the Rich Eisen Show. Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. If you are on hold, we'll take your calls shortly. I hope you don't mind this, Mark Paul Gosselaar.
I actually don't mind it.
Good for
I actually
you.
don't. I really don't. It's
Good.
there was a part of my
part of your
career
life.
where I think I minded it because I wasn't getting work because of it. But that was 25 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. So in that
Things have
regard,
happened since then.
Chris Law, do you want to
Sure.
take
So, in my
this
network
over?
of
What
friends,
are we attempting to do here?
Everyone kind of brags about who was the bigger Saved by the Bell fan, who knows more. So I have a typical standard 10-question trivia.
Yeah.
I will cut that down to 5. When I ask you the 5 questions, see if where you rank on this.
boy.
Now,
If you
by the way, in all seriousness, you have a standard 10-question
Yeah.
questionnaire to ask people to judge whether they are true Saved by the Bell fans or not?
Look, sitting in the office over when I was at NFL Network, Rich, there's a lot of downtime sometimes, and we start talking about Saved by the Bell,
I've seen
the episode where.
every Saved by the Bell episode ever. My hero when I was a kid was Zach Morris. I didn't get any of these right.
Wow.
They're not that deep, though. Like, he's just
So-
not really.
Well,
a fan.
neither are you. So that's good.
Sure.
I don't know.
First question. We'll start slow here.
You're not going to judge me if I don't know anything.
No,
right?
no, that's okay. What was the name of Slater's pet lizard that died on your watch?
Oh my gosh.
you were babysitting Slater's pet lizard.
Izzy.
Close. Artie. Can't give that one to you, though. Artie.
Artie.
Can we at least give him partial credit because there was an E at the end
Wow.
of it?
I mean-
Artie.
Okay.
Artie
Wow,
the
okay.
lizard.
We might go 0 for 5 then here. If that one, I thought that one was a layup for you.
Oh, and he's in a. Well, I don't even remember.
Yeah,
He's
that was in your dream because you killed him, and then AC came back to you in your dream.
This is so great.
Oh,
This
man.
is a great show. I love this.
Okay, what was the name of the nightclub that you went into with fake IDs to get in, and then you guys got
It was
busted?
like a one-word name.
It was the something, one word.
The wrong. I don't know.
You have one of these in your house.
the blender.
The attic.
What?
The attic.
The attic.
Please go 0 for 5 because that means that
man.
you have advanced as a human being in
attic.
life. Unlike Chris Law, who's frozen in time, like a caveman.
So the attic, that was like later in the.
It was you guys were 17, and I think it was an 18 and over club,
Okay,
and you guys had fake IDs to get in.
Mark Paul Gosselaar, 0 for 2 now.
for 2.
But this is a
Saved by the
good
Bell
thing.
trivia.
Mark,
I
this
can
is a
still
good
be
thing.
a Hall of Famer though if I get these next 3
3
right.
for 5
That's
will
right.
get you into Cooperstown. Spoken like a true ball player.
That's right.
Sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the name of the dance that Lisa Turtle did to win the dance competition?
That I do remember. The sprain.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Come on, baby. Hall of Fame. Here I come.
1 for 3. You're batting 333.
Okay.
Do we know, by the way, what Mike Lawson's batting average is?
I think it
on
was in the
pitch?
threes.
Okay.
I think it was in the threes.
Well, certainly if you're a Buster Posey type guy
I'm
with a
Buster
beard
Posey
here.
type of guy.
Norris can rake too now.
Norris can. He's on a slump, but he's coming
but
back.
he can rake. He's raked before.
He can
Okay.
rake,
Okay, here we go.
I do
3
hit a home run in episode 4, I
of
believe.
pitch
Nice.
on
Okay.
Fox. Okay, very
Valley
good.
was obviously the big Bayside rival. What was the name of Slater's wrestling rival at Valley? I'm looking for a first and last name, but I'll settle for just the last.
Great.
These are standard.
Oh man. There goes my Hall of Fame. I have no idea.
You should have done the guy you played chess against.
I mean, Niedick. Marvin Niedick.
Marvin Meenick?
Don't say it like you're berating him for not knowing.
Oh my gosh.
You're
What
asking
were
him
the name-
Slater questions.
Are these actual photographs that we're showing
Yes.
from these
I mean,
episodes?
I'm
Yeah, I
looking-
pulled all these. Yeah. This is there's some production value in this one. Rich. I was
right.
a little excited. Okay, well then, if you've only gotten one of these, you're never going to get this one. But
Great
in an
setup.
an episode entitled "The Will,"
What?
The Will, a former Bayside.
Do you remember the episode?
Oh, absolutely not.
A former Bayside alumni passed away and left a significant amount of money to the school. The girls and the guys were deciding which sporting teams would get it. So you guys did a competition.
Radio audience, I wish you could see the look on Mark's face right now of like, are you serious?
This is like me, like somebody coming in to pitch a show, and I've listened to them pitch a show. Like, this is fascinating. This is so good.
But are you,
No, no, no,
pa-
keep
are you,
going.
pa- are you
Keep
passing?
going.
Are you
Keep
passing
going.
on this pitch?
I don't know. What network are we going to put
So
this on?
I
The
believe
Law
that
Network.
after 4 rounds of competition, we were tied at 2-2. It all came down to this, guys versus girls. There was a picture board that had to be solved based on riddles. This is a 2-parter as well.
Oh my God.
What did the picture board end up saying?
No,
And for bonus points,
I wish people could see behind the scenes.
Yeah.
The
And for
crane
bonus
operator
points-
just passed out.
I'll just stop there. We don't have to go bonus points.
No, what's the
No, go ahead.
Well, for bonus points, because it's a picture board, it was 6 different pictures with images that
What?
then you had to.
Dude.
It was a puzzle. A pick the board puzzle.
So what do we-
were the images used? Is for bonus points?
What were the images used? Our faces?
Well, because Richard Belding was the one officiating this,
Richard Dick Belding.
it spelled out "honor thy principle," and then the symbols that they used. Wow, this is.
Wait, what
Oh
are
my
the 5
God.
questions you
Stop.
left out?
This
Call
is
the fight.
amazing.
Call the fight.
This is absolutely amazing. I mean, I could listen to this all day.
I gotta say, I'm a little
But
disappointed
there's the
in you,
bell.
Mark.
So, I mean, I think
You
that-
were saved by that bell right there.
I think we all were.
As a matter of fact,
To be honest with you.
Law,
That's amazing. I mean,
Mark Paul
really well
Gosselaar
done.
got 1 of 5 correct. And we have a nice parting gift for you, which is a restraining order.
And oxygen.
Keeping him at least 100 yards away from you.
Yes, that'd be great.
But do you ever remember like lines from an old show or an NYPD Blue or a movie? Like, do you ever have
No,
like?
honestly, I don't. I mean, I don't even remember lines from last week. We have.
You're on to the next, right?
We have to be, because we have so much information coming in. We have to process it, get it on the screen, and then kind of on to the next thing. But I appreciate it. Honestly, I do appreciate it when people come to me and they ask me about my favorite episodes, and I say, what's yours? And then they kind of go into
Sure.
the sort of
They
synopsis.
fanboy
of it.
you like a
yeah, but it's
loser,
great.
like
I
I
love
just
hearing
did.
that because I don't remember those things.
But so many people have asked you these questions, but they've never come in the form of a questionnaire before, right? This
is one of the first. Yeah.
Congratulations, Law.
I would imagine that if we were drinking during this, I'm sure that's what you do. That I would be completely on the ground right now. I'd be passed out.
Nice.
Hey, man, good luck with pitch.
I appreciate it.
Good luck. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming and come back.
I'd
Come
love
back
to.
anytime.
I'd love to.
The doors, even though.
I got to catch up to my Saved by the Bell now.
Well, as unfortunately for you, there are 5 more questions on the
I
questionnaire.
know. I want to hear those 5 more.
Study up for the next time, brother.
Sounds good.
Mark Paul Gosselaar on Pitch, which debuts in a couple of Thursdays, September the 22nd at 9 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Thanks for coming in, brother.
Thanks so much.
We'll take your phone calls and wrap up this show coming up next here on The Rich Eisen Show.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.